Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. I'm going to be looking at Spider-Man issue 700 and Superior Spider-Man today. Now, it's not going to be a review as such, it's more of just some thoughts and my reaction to what happened. So there's going to be spoilers in this if you've not read it. Now, the whole big thing with obviously 700 was that it's going to be the end of the Amazing Spider-Man. And the story, like an issue, well, the story's been going for a little while, I suppose, in the background with Dr. Octopus, who is kind of Spider-Man's, certainly one of his top 3 villains. Essentially manages to mind swap. So his mind is in Peter Parker's body and vice versa, and Doctor Doom is essentially on his deathbed. And basically, he takes Dr. Octopus' body, dies with Parker's consciousness in the body, so essentially he kills him, and Dr. Octopus essentially becomes Peter Parker. Now, the one thing that Peter Parker does manage to do is kind of give him a mind flash of all his experiences and his upbringing, so it kind of changes Dr. Octopus's personality to where he understands about responsibility in a bit. You know, and it basically changes his outlook, so he actually kind of vows to be a more heroic, certainly not a villain, but he still is Dr. Octopus, so he still has that sort of egotistical, sort of maniacal side to him, but he's maybe directed now into a more of a positive sort of spin. Now, that's pretty much all I'm going to say about the actual story. So, a lot of fans have not liked this because it's, generally speaking, comic fans don't particularly like change. Now, I'm probably one of the minority who actually thought it was quite a good idea. Now, that's not to say that I liked all the decisions that's ever happened like that. I absolutely hated Brand New Day. But this one, I kind of liked, because I think you have to change things up now and then. I think you can't just tell the same stories over and over again, and certainly with how long Spider-Man's been going, you have to change some stuff. Now, we all know it's not going to be a permanent thing, and I would wager that Peter Parker's back to his in his body by the time the Amazing Spider-Man 2 comes out in cinemas, probably before that. But I'm certainly interested in seeing where they'll take it. It'd be interesting to see how he's going to be sort of interacting with the Avengers and obviously Mary Jane and Aunt May and all of that. Aunt May will especially be interesting because obviously, you know, Dr. Octopus was involved with her at one point. So I'm actually quite interested in to see how that's going to progress. You know, I think it will be potentially for some good drama. Now, the cynic in me tells me this was done to try and, because at the moment, well, prior to this, obviously Peter Parker did a successful job. He's in the Avengers. He's genuinely looked at in a more positive light, and I think this is going to be a sneaky way to sort of retcon him back to the days where he was kind of looked at as a menace. So what I think will happen is that Dr. Octopus will essentially tarnish his credibility and his reputation, and essentially send him back to the way he was, you know, before he joined the Avengers and whatever, and essentially pull him away from the Avengers and make him into the old character, without having to go through this changing the history and everything that they did last time. So that's what I think where it will go, which will be a shame because I actually quite like the sort of Peter Parker as a more and Spider-Man as a more traditional style hero and kind of actually getting some respect and stuff. I think, you know, we've had obviously years and years where Peter Parker's been the underdog in a lot of respect and kind of been looked at as a menace. So I kind of like that he's now got a little bit of respect and is looked upon by the sort of general populace as a, you know, an actual hero. Now, I was quite on board with him actually revealing his identity in Civil War. Actually, again, I quite like that. I didn't like the way it was retcon, as I say, in Brand New Day, but you know, I think it makes it for changing. It's sometimes good, and I think in this respect it's good too. So that's my view on it. What did you think? I know that the general sort of response has been fairly negative, but you know, I'm one of the few who do like it. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you next time.